Tonight on WVUA News at 6, a mother is shot in front of her children. Find out why her husband is now facing charges for her death. Plus, we'll show you where the Crimson Tide landed in this week's BCS rankings and how the defense landed them there. WVUA News at 6 is next. And I'm Andrew Versiglio. Police are trying to find out who killed a woman and left her in a Northport trailer park. Northport police found the victim's body laying on the ground between two trailers at Green Village during the late hours of Saturday night. Authorities identified her as 21-year-old Chastity Michelle Helton. Captain Lloyd Baker of Tuscaloosa Metro Homicide told us witnesses reported that Helton went behind the trailer with two individuals when the shots were heard. If you have any information that can aid authorities in this investigation, call the Tuscaloosa County Sheriff's Office at 205-752-0616. An update on the BP oil spill: the claims offices are set to close tomorrow on Alabama's Gulf Coast. More than $5.8 billion in claims have been paid out since the oil spill in April of 2010. The U.S. Coast Guard has agreed to end BP's cleanup responsibility for all but a small portion of the Gulf Coast. The plan to restore the Gulf Coast includes planting new vegetation and adding new sand to beaches. What better way to prevent cardiovascular disease than starting with our children? New guidelines recommend children between 9 and 11 years old should be tested for high cholesterol, regardless of family history. Researchers say they want to fight cardiovascular disease before it starts. The new recommendations also say that people should be retested between the ages of 17 and 21. Old guidelines only screen children who had a family history of high cholesterol and heart disease. The panel also suggests pediatricians use a type of test that doesn't require the kids to fast. Saturday, between the Hedges and Athens, Auburn and Georgia were tied at 7, and then the Tigers surrendered 38 unanswered points and got whipped 45-7 for their worst loss in the rivalry since 1946. Georgia outgained Auburn 528 to 195 total yards in the total offense, while having a time of possession advantage of 40 minutes to 19. Auburn converted on only 3 of 11 third down conversions. Gene Chizik says the performance was a total team loss. Tony Stewart came to Phoenix 3 points behind Carl Edwards in the next-to-last race of the Sprint Cup chase, and after the dust was settled, Stewart is still 3 points behind after finishing third behind Edwards, who was second. Oh, if you must know, Casey Kane ended a 2-year racing drought by winning the Cobalt Tools 500. Stewart and Edwards will decide the championship next Sunday at Homestead Miami Speedway. Straight ahead on WVUA News at 6, meteorologist Richard Scott will join us for a look ahead at the forecast for the home game weekend. And the Crimson Tide men added their second win to the season on the hard court. See who is already standing out as a team leader. Those stories and more when WVUA News at 6 continues.